Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kami dari kelas 02B ingin memain satu permainan untuk assignment 1. So di sini saya Farid Aikal, ada Muhammad Azim, Afam Ilman, Afif Izran dan saya Muhammad Firdaus. So let's start the game now. Okay, Hazim, please take one card from the box. Okay, Hazim got Mr. Jamal, Afam and Said. Okay, next we got Mr. Izan. Move the coin. Next, Mr. Gun. Okay, next, Mr. Izan again. Okay, let's proceed to round 2. Azim, take the card from box. Said, Azim got Mr. Felix. Next, Mr. Izan. Next, Mr. Izan again. And last roll, Mr. Duck. Okay, next round, round 3. Take the card, Azim. We got Mr. Death. Next. Next. Mr. Death again, Said. Next. Mr. Izan. Okay, next. Mr. Felix. Okay, let's proceed to round 4. Azim, take the card from the box. Mr. Izan, Said. Next. Mr. Dev. Next. Okay, Mr. Jamal, Said. And last roll, Mr. Gun, Said. Okay, now let's proceed to round 5. Take the card. Mr. Jamal, Said. Next. Mr. Izan. Next. Mr. Gun. Next. Mr. Jamal. Okay, now let's proceed to round 6. Azim, take the card. Mr. Izan. Okay, next. Okay, next. Mr. Dev. Okay, next. Mr. Felix. Okay, now round 7. Go. Mr. Izan. Next. Mr. Dev. Next. Mr. Felix. And next, Mr. Izan. Okay, now let's proceed to round 8. Go. Mr. Felix, Said. Next. Mr. Dev. Okay. Next. Mr. Jamal. Next. Mr. Felix, Said. Now proceed to round 9. Mr. Izan Said. Next, Mr. Felix. Next, Mr. Def. Okay, next, Mr. Jamal. Okay, round 10. Mr. Felix. Next, Mr. Gan Said. Next, Mr. Jamal Said. And next, Mr. Def. Okay, next, round 11. Fight. Mr. Felix Said. Mr. Def. Mr. Izan. And last one, Mr. Felix. Okay, next round 12. Go. Mr. Izan. Mr. Jamal. Mr. Gan. Mr. Gan again. Okay, now round 13. Go. Mr. Gan. Mr. Izan. Okay. Last one. Mr. Daf. Okay. Round 14. Mr. Felix. Mr. Daf. Mr. Daf again. Last, Mr. Felix. Okay, last but not least, round 15. Fight. Izan. Mr. Gan. Mr. Gan again, say Mr. Daf. Okay, that's all from us for the game. Thank you.